What's up, guys? By the end of this video, you are going to know about the 6 office wastes. So I'm going to go ahead and step through some of these examples. And again, this is so critical, guys. I have some examples I'll give along the way. I'm going to wrap back up with the 6 office waste story again. All right, so first one here, wasted employee genius. Down here, we have underutilized skill and blocking creativity. Again, a lot of this stuff comes from seating matters. But why is this here? Why is it number 1? Number 1 is because you're requesting them to do work that's a waste of their time or efforts. And you could be doing that by underutilizing their skill or blocking their creativity, right? Is the environment too noisy? Or do they not have the appropriate times? Do they not have the appropriate thing? Now, underutilized skill is a big one. It is, this was, I believe the story goes for Seating Matters, is they had someone that was familiar with app design. The engineering department was going through the process of refiguring it out and trying to discover it. Well, they had a member on their team who had done it before. They weren't using that skill set. All right, so there are hundreds of thousands of examples. Tons of us all bring different skills to the table, and so that's a big deal for us. Not sharing all the learning across departments, right? So if you have Department A figured something out, maybe Department B needs to use it, right? So you share that, forcing people to use an ineffective thing. There are so many times that I go into a company, people advise me to go into their company, we're looking through their stuff, and people are like, they're doing something that, why are you doing this? They're manually tracking some piece of paper. They're filing it away in a cabinet. Oh, it's because we need to. Okay, well, let's go find out who needs that. Oh, the accounting department needs that. Okay, well, who needs that? And you find out that, yes, in 1988, this was a requirement, and we've just been tracking all of this the entire time. Thousands of pieces of paper, hours wasted, people and effort. And by the way, the computer system tracks everything now, so you don't need that. Or you could have just printed it from the computer system, right? And so, are you doing something like that? All right, so going to the next one. Doing a process manually that a software could perform, right? Wasted employee genius. You're gonna come straight to underutilized technology. Right now you can't see it, but it's gonna pop up on the screen here. It's called a Stream Deck. This is fancy hotkeys, right? It was initially from the video game industry, right? You would bind a key to say, I want a health potion, boop, right? Now you can tie this stuff with macros. I have one on my desk, because you can't point the camera at it because it's a fixed camera, but I assure you it's there. I hit the button, it pulls up this OBS, this recording device I have. I hit a button, it pulls up my bank statements. I hit a button and it automatically invoices one of my customers who, is bringing me on site to, consult for them. These repetitive tasks, is there something that a human being is manually doing that a software could do, right? That's number 1. That's the biggest one. Am I doing something that something out there exists for? Because I guarantee you, if you add up the hours over the course of a month, that you're forcing your accounting department to do XYZ, but there's a software for $100 a month out there that will do the thing, you're gonna make more money not wasting your employees' time. That's number 1, big one. Using the software less than its potential. Here's an example, QuickBooks. QuickBooks is super powerful. There's lots of things I was manually doing. Like every month I was manually logging in and creating invoices. Now I have them automated. Not using a CRM. You guys can't see it. Actually, this is a part of my CRM right here. I'm using this to manage all of my relationships. The back end of this is all of you guys. Anytime that anyone in the world wants to reach out to me, it was becoming overwhelming, right? They reach out to me on Facebook. They reach out to me via email. They text me. They would email me, and I didn't have a great place to manage all of that. Well, part of the reason I'm using this CRM in the back end of this is so in one spot, anyone in the world can reach out to me. I or someone on my team will be able to understand it, capture that, and respond. So we're not causing defects and wasting your time. Not using hardware. We already talked about that. Ergonomic mouses, right? Check this guy out. Ergonomic mouse. It's sweet. Social media tools, whatever. Long story short, is a human doing something that a software or hardware could do for you. All right, that's going to lead to under-communication and delayed feedback. These, I almost want to put delayed feedback back first, but I'm going to go ahead and use an example directly from my real estate company, right? And I got this from a flipper. 99.9% of the time, right? Okay, so I'm an owner. I'm buying a rundown property, and I'm going to have my contractor go in, and I'm gonna have them flip the house. Then I'm gonna, put a renter in it, whatever. This example is so true. I love it because it is exactly what is so much the truth. 99% of the time, when the contractor screws up the house, it's not because they screwed up the house. It's not because they don't know how to lay floors. It's not because they don't know how to install a vanity. It's because the way you described something and you thought you effectively communicated it and the way they understood it were not actually on the same page. That is why in the standard 8 wastes, a big tool is Go and See. Both of you go to the site, stand in the room, and talk about it. Using video is so much better than using pictures, than just texting something. It is not because your company didn't know how to do the thing. It's because you thought you effectively communicated it. They thought they effectively understood it. You actually were on different pages, didn't realize it. Boom. It is 6 months later. You are completely screwed now. Delayed feedback. It goes too long in a project, and now you're finding out. Let's use the exact same example, right? I'm going to go on site with my contractor. I'm going to walk it. Well, if I check it once a week, I'm aware of the progress. If I check it at the beginning and then 4 weeks later, a month has passed, I show up and I don't like where something was. The bathroom's not the way it's supposed to be. The vanity's not the way it's supposed to be. They used the wrong XYZ. Had I caught it before they installed it, 1 hour fix. No big deal. $30, $50, $100, whatever. Now that I caught it a month later to undo all of the work, buy all of the new stuff, compound all of the delays, now all of a sudden you're looking at $20,000, $50,000. These are real numbers, guys. Under communication and delayed feedback. Why? Probably because we were underutilizing technology, probably because they were never empowered to actually think about it, right? So these all build on themselves. Moving on. Defects. What kind of defects? Well, I just gave you a fantastic example. Guys, this is going to blow you away. Are you using 2 monitors? Everyone in your office should have 2 monitors at least. I don't care who you are, what your company is, what you think you're doing, anything like that. If you do not have 2 monitors for your company, you are an idiot and you are wasting your time. Even if you're like, oh my gosh, my people have laptops. This right here is a 3 tri-monitor thing that is packable that I take with me everywhere. So I have extra monitors wherever I go. It is 2024 when I'm shooting this video. Extra monitors are super duper cheap. It is so critical. Let me give you an example. One of my old companies, there was a gal in accounting and she has 1 monitor. And we were like, all right, guys, we're going to give you 2 monitors. And she tried to fight us too. Don't waste the money on this. Monitor's $200, blah, 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 blah. You know what? I don't care. You're getting 2 monitors, whether you like it or not. That accounting person, well, if you don't like it, just use the 1 monitor. Installed it. A week later, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. My efficiency has gone so much, but it's not about the efficiency. It's about the fact that if you mistype something in the monitor, you could completely screw up a different department and not even know. Fantastic example. Different company, someone in the procurement department. They said, hey, we need 6,000 of these widgets. Now a month goes by, they order it, the stuff comes in. They're wrong. She mistyped it. They needed 60,000 of those widgets to complete the process. No one checked it. It caused a defect. 6,000 widgets came in. Now we're into overprocessing. Who's overprocessing? Now you're scrambling. Now you're ordering this stuff on rush. All of your production guys are pissed because now you cut the orders in half. You can't assemble half of your orders. Why? Because you needed 60,000 screws and you ordered 6,000 screws. Why? Because you were too freaking lazy and too stupid that you're trying to save $250. I'm talking to you, accounting lady, that you screwed somebody. You screwed the entire back end, created a defect that now they are dealing with. Another person, guy on my team that I have right now, he used to work for, I'm not gonna say their names, a very large outdoor sporting goods company. And their procurement office ordered barbecue grills for 4th of July, right? And this order is placed months and months in advance. And they have 400 stores across the whole United States. And guess what? A month before the 4th of July, every single 20,000 pieces of this barbecue grill showed up at the headquarters in Springfield, Missouri. He was on the team that had to deal with that fallout. Every other store in the country was like, oh crap, we have all these customers who have ordered. They are expecting a July 4th pickup of their stuff. Now, these poor warehouse staff are having to freak out. They don't have any space. They have to move stuff around, and now they have to work and get everything around everywhere else. Absolutely a nightmare. So overprocessing can be caused by defects, can be caused because of undercommunication or delayed feedback, can be caused by underutilizing technology, right? I didn't want 2 monitors, so I typed in the wrong thing. Nobody caught it until they came in. Now there's a defect. Now we're creating overprocessing for everybody. Holy crap, overprocessing. Do you guys want to know why office people and workers almost hate each other in every company ever? Do you want to know why? The reason is because office people will often screw something up here, not realizing it, and it completely over the Gemba guys for a long time. I said it, I cursed, I don't give a crap. You need to hear this. because this is why most companies suck. It's not because they actually suck. It's not because their people don't care. It's not because the office person doesn't care, because you're using bad process. Now fix it. Being difficult to do business with. Telephones, underutilized networks, vagueness of messaging, missing opportunities, right? You can translate and massage this. Why is this a standalone thing? How is this not just defects and overprocessing? Well, all of them compound to make you bad to do business with, right? Bad to do business with. What does that mean? Well, from your customer's perspective. Now, if you're an internal department, your customer is who you're serving. If you are not, or as a company, and you have an external customer, then you need to be thinking about it from their perspective. Here's some examples: vagueness of messaging, missing opportunities, right? We can go through some of that, but I'll use the real estate industry. If you are a contractor of any kind, an electrician, a plumber, whatever, and you just pick up the phone when people call, you are 90% better than everyone else in the industry. Everyone else is too difficult to do business with. I'm on to the next caller. They missed the opportunity. That's a very simple one. Even more, vagueness of messaging. So here's a fantastic example. This is directly from Seating Matters, so thank you guys for this example. They make products that serve disabled people, old people, where their seats literally save lives. Almost all of their initial, for years, maybe 10 years, something like that, their marketing was targeting the disabled person. And while that was fantastic, because they're educating them, they're doing all of the things, guess what? That disabled person, once they buy the thing, they may love your product, that's the end. It's the dead end. They failed to realize that their true customer is the decision maker. It is the physicians, it is the caregivers who are constantly putting new people into these chairs. Were they completely blind to that the entire time? No, they weren't. But their messaging was squishy. Once they realized that, they targeted and focused their messaging, just like, A, B, right? All right, this is the target they're attacking. You have your A messaging here. You have a lineup B messaging here. You're getting that cross section. Now, everything is targeted on what they expect, and they're doing the feedback, right? They're making sure there's not delayed feedback. They're making sure that the loops are working. Hey, how did that sales campaign go? How did all that stuff? Everything goes down to being difficult to do business with. If you go to your website, is it 5 clicks before your customer can submit, yes, I want your service? Or is it 1 click? Is it 1 page or is it not? Think about this. From your end user's perspective, internal or external, are you bad at doing business? And if so, right back around to wasting employee genius. Now your people on your team are wasting their time doing all this stuff. We're gonna wrap back around the very, very bottom. Sorry, that makes you nauseous, guys. This is a quick cheat sheet of everything where it just has, all of it here together. So here's the cheat sheet and you can reference that. Here is the 8-way story. So we're just gonna pick a random thing. Here's a great example here. All right, I randomly just picked this off my desk and this was not planned. All right, wasted employee genius. Wasted employee genius in the 6-way circle for office waste is that I am using this piece of paper. I'm underusing technology. I need to come up with ways to engage leads and get their information captured. And I'm writing my ideas down on this piece of paper, right? Which is 1, it's a manual process. 2, I probably could have Googled it before instead of typing it out. Well, now I might leave this at home, right? So now there's under communication and delayed feedback. Having delayed feedback myself. Because when I'm often somewhere in town and I think of a good idea, but this piece of paper is here and it's not on my phone somewhere. And so now I'm not doing that brainstorming. And then that can cause a defect where I forget the idea. And then I reinvent the idea later. Or I got to remember the idea and I write it down here. And then I come back and I write it on this, right? And then I'm difficult to do business with. How do you mean, Hugh? Who are your customers? Well, you guys watching this video are probably some form of a customer. Either you're engaging and learning from me for free, or maybe you bring me on as a service. I am wasting your time by not getting this information out. You are struggling with something and I don't have my processes set up. I don't have my connection set up. And because of that, you guys are paying the price, which is then wasting more of my time because then I'm like, oh gosh, no one's engaged. Well, it took me a month to get this stuff out. What if it only took me 2 weeks, right? Now I'm on to the next thing. So that is the 6-way story. Guys, I hope you enjoy it. Leave comments, questions you have below. Hopefully you like that kind of stuff. Guys, 2 pieces of information for you. I'm starting 2 podcasts. One's about money. It's called FU Money. Another podcast is Small Business Rescue. I'm doing a segment called Bring Me Your Problems, right? Normally, I charge about $500 an hour for consulting time. This is going to be that for free, right? You're going to bear it all in front of folks. You're going to pre-film stuff. And at the beginning, you're going to ask the questions. We're going to dissect it together. We're going to see what's going on. And by the end of that, you may not have the answer, but you may have the answer, or you're going to have a very good direction we can go, or you'll have no idea and we'll have learned something. And so stay tuned for that below if you want to be on that podcast. Links are below in the description. Guys, if you like this kind of stuff, please share this with someone. We'll see you next time.